G'day Throttlers, now we're back out here at Penrith Motorcycle Centre again today, and today we've got the Z400 Kawasaki. Now this is a learner legal approved, let's say naked sports bike. It's got a bit more of an upright seating position than the 400 Ninja does, so I think I'm going to love it because I love the seating position already. Nice lightweight beginner's bike, but with plenty of power still. So let's jump on the Z400, take it for a spin and see what we think. But before I go, if you're interested in this, make sure you ring up Penrith Motorcycle Centre as quickly as possible when you're watching this video. They've got an amazing special at the moment. Primarily you're going to get your first 2 services for free, no cost at all. But more importantly, the price is drastically cut for a short time, folks. So ring up Penrith Motorcycle Centre and check out the price of this at the moment. Now I don't want to say it on the camera because it's a pretty wicked price. So give them a call and they'll let you know. Come and test ride it and then see what you think of it. But for now, let's jump on board. Let's take it for a run and we'll talk about it along the way. Right, Throttlers, here we are, jumping on the Z400 naked sports bike. So obviously this is a learner legal bike, a LAMS approved bike, so if you're just got your L's or you're on your P's, this is the perfect machine for you. It's going to be nice and lightweight and upright seating position. So let's take off from Penrith Motorcycle Centre on the review for the Z400. Alright, off we go on the Z400, guys. Now the first thing I noticed on the Z400 is how lightweight it is. This thing, I feel like I could pick it up and put it on my back and carry it around, which is a good thing for a learner bike. You don't want too heavy a bike when you're learning because you've got enough to concentrate on without pushing around a whole bunch of weight as well. Now the ergonomics on this Z400, I'm almost sitting vertical, which is really nice. The handlebars are wide and they sort of reminiscent of like a motocross bike. You could get really good control, really easy on this. I like it a lot. They're not too wide for lane filtering, but they're wide enough for really confidence inspiring control for someone learning how to ride. Really great little gear shifter. Nice. Ooh, it's got some get up and go for a little 400. So if you've been following me for a while, you've seen my Ninja 400 review. If you haven't seen it, I'll pop it up the top of the screen and you can check it out by following that link. But essentially this is the same power plant as the Ninja 400 has, and I love that bike. And this one's been put into a naked sports bike, so without the main body fairings and the windshield fairings. But it's so nimble. It's a really nice feeling little bike. I like it a lot. Alright, we're going to commence the Z400 Walkaround, and as you can see, it's a really good looking bike. It's definitely the Transformer style looking bike. Looks a bit robotic, and but I know the young guys absolutely love it like this, and I don't mind it, to be honest. I don't think it looks too bad at all, but I know the younger generation absolutely love it. Alright, let's start at the front. We've got the twin LED headlights. They're absolutely beautiful. The paintwork, if I can pick the paintwork up in the sun, it's just spectacular the way it sparkles. I absolutely love the Kawasaki paintwork these days. I think that they just really excel. Coming down to the front brakes, it's a single disc with a Nissan caliper, but the stopping power on it is more than adequate. It's very responsive indeed, and obviously ABS. In behind the forks and the headstock is the radiator, coming down to the headers and the O2 sensor, and coming out to a stock exhaust, which I must say is a little bit quiet. There's a nice induction noise that comes from under the fuel tank, but the exhaust noise is very quiet, and that's something that you might upgrade if you like a noisier bike. Alright, there's plenty of Zs everywhere. There's a nice Z on the side there, Kawasaki, and then another Z up here on top of the tank. Looks very classy. Coming up to the handlebars are high set and wide. Really easy to control, and a single gauge cluster which is all digital, no analog at all. Coming down, let's have a look at the seats. Now the seat is comfier than it looks. I really like the seat on here. I'm not sure about if your pillion would think that you're so comfortable up there, but definitely the rider's seat is very comfy. Coming around the back, a nice little 400 decal here. And the tail of the bike looks really quite sexy. I think it's a nice little bike. Certainly fits the style of the bike, no problems at all. And coming down, obviously its final drive is chain drive. So that's the walk around of the Z400 Kawasaki. Right, so in my Kawasaki Ninja review that I did, I did mention that my first road bike was the Kawasaki GPX 250. Now that 250 was a great bike. It was super reliable. It was just a perfect bike for learning on. But what happened was, as I got more experienced, the bike didn't have anywhere to grow with me. It just was underpowered, that the moment I could sell it, I would have to sell it, because it just wasn't powerful enough anymore. I was getting no enjoyment out of it once I got experienced. Very great for when I was a beginner, because you need to have no power. Now this Z400 series that we're on here, along with the 400cc Ninja that I've reviewed earlier, it's a very different beast. It's still safe enough and low powered enough to be safe when you're learning on your L's and your P's, Lambs approved. But the difference is now that when you do get more experienced on these bikes, this has got enough power to keep you interested for a little bit longer. So you don't have to sell it as soon as you're experienced and then buy something with more power. This has got more power. This has got enough power to keep you going for really quite some time. The lightweightness of it, the fact that it's just so light and nimble, just makes it easy. Like you're less likely to drop it at a traffic light or on wet roads. It's just not heavy at all. It's almost in the lightness category of a trail bike, which is, I didn't think I would say that, but it really is. Like, it's really light, really handleable. Talk about ergonomics. We're sitting here, I'm 5'10", 95 kilo. My body positioning is slightly forward of upright, but there's no weight on my hands at all. All of the weight is on my hips and my bum, and my knees are hugging the tank really nicely, and my hands are very, very lightly holding on to the handlebars. And that's kind of the seating position that I really love. I love the fact that you can just sit up nice and comfortable. I'm not getting pins and needles in my hands, and I can just concentrate on riding and having a good time. Now, being a naked bike, there is wind. There's wind hitting me on the chest, but it's not buffeting at all. It's not a messy wind. It's just a clean wind just hitting me bang in the middle of the chest, and that's exactly how I'd like it. So a 6-speed gearbox, and as you can see, if you can see the tacho at all, at 70 kilometers an hour in 6th gear, we're only doing 4,000 revs. It's just sitting really comfortably at that speed. If you're a learner, you're only able to do 80 kilometers an hour. If you're a P-plate holder, I think that you can do 100 if you're on your greens, maybe 90 if you're on your reds. I might be wrong. But either way, this bike will tick all of the boxes when it comes to being a learner and growing through the learning process until you get your full licenses and be able to move on to a bigger bike. Thank you. Alright, that was lucky, getting through some traffic before I come up onto the fun road. Very kind. Alright, let's talk about the specials. So, if you're watching this video within a month of it being launched, so just check the launch date, ring up Penrith Motorcycle Centre and ask them about the special on this bike, because it's bloody cheap. You'll be surprised, both for the Z400 and the Ninja 400. Very, very cheap indeed. Now, even if you're not watching it within that time frame, call them anyway and see what specials they've got on at the moment. Alright, as you can see, I don't know if you can tell on the video, but this is a pretty steep hill with switchbacks all the way up. And this little bike is absolutely ripping up here. This is a tight one, so I'll go back to first. Look, there's absolutely no shortage of power in this bike at all. Now, I'm a big unit sitting on the top of it, and this is a steep hill, and it's just roaring up here. Alright, back into suburbia, back to being sensible. So that's it, guys. Ring up Penrith Motorcycle Centre, check out the specials on these. There is a whole bunch of them in the showroom, and they all need to be sold. So be sure to check them out, and you won't regret it. It's a really nice bike. Really nice bike. Any learner would be lucky to have a bike like this to learn on. I wish that these were available when I was learning. I would have had a far different experience with my riding. Alright, now we're back in of the Z400 bike review ride. Now, this is the bike that we were on. Things I liked about it is you really feel like you're sitting in the bike, like the tank's high, the pillion seat is really high, so you really sit down low and comfortable inside the bike. This seat is actually super comfortable, more comfortable than I thought it would be by looking at it. And in fact, this is more comfortable than many of the bikes I've ridden in previous weeks, which is absolutely amazing. The seating position on this bike is quite upright, really comfortable. I really enjoyed the seating position of this bike. I love sitting upright, I love having a good view ahead, and I love being more vertical when I'm tucking in and out of corners. For me, that's how I love a bike set up. The 400 is a learner legal bike. I've said it a number of times, but it's a LAMS approved bike, which means that you can buy one of these if you're learning on your L plates or your P plates. And to be honest, there's certainly small enough power to be safe for a learner to learn on, but there is more than enough power for you to grow through and move on. As you experience more, you won't necessarily have to upgrade as quickly because there's so much power in here that you can actually wind it right out and have a really good time on it as well, even though you're learning. So come on down to Penrith Motorcycle Centre, guys. Make sure you give the boys in the office a call, book in a test ride of these. There's a whole bunch of them inside waiting to be rehomed, waiting to come to your home. So yeah, definitely check out the Z400. If you like the more racier seating position and a full fairing bike, check out the 400cc Ninja. It's essentially the same bike with a different seating position and full fairings and a windscreen as well. So other than that, very, very similar bike all round. Perfect for learners, perfect for advanced riders as well. Anyway guys, thanks again for watching. If you've enjoyed our videos, give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the content on this channel. We love to have as many subscribers as we can get. And be sure to come down and check out the Z400 from Kawasaki at Penrith Motorcycle Centre. Until the next video guys, throttle on and thanks for watching.